So I cannot tell a lie. I have been kind of slipping on that weight scale. That weight scale seems to be going up a little bit. Now, it's only going up a little bit. However, I am going to bear the truth here. So I have never made apple crisp, and I got a recipe from my daughter, who's a very good baker. Extreme, like she's over the top, she's good. I don't know who she gets it from, but anyhow. Anyway, so I got a recipe for apple crisp, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. Well, so I did. And here's the sad part about cooking at Christmas time or baking at Christmas time when you are a single senior. Okay, so I made this apple crisp, and it was in a fair-sized pan. And it turned out perfect. Like it just, I mean, the smell was right through the whole apartment. It was absolutely wonderful. The problem is, I thought, I've been on this OMAD for almost 2 years now, and it's working to keep my health, up to par. Well, to keep me surviving. And I thought, I deserve a snack. I deserve a treat. And so what I do? I went over to the store and I got some. I was looking for pralines and cream, and I couldn't find it, so I got maple walnut ice cream. But it's small, just a small, just a small container, right? Just like that big. But it was fairly deep. Anyhow, so I got that, and I thought, okay, I deserve a treat. So, I was going to get Dream Whip, and then I seen the ingredients, and I thought, I'll get something a little bit easier to digest, right? Anyway, or to make, I should say. Just open the lid. So, oh, God forgive me. Okay, so I got into the apple crisp, and I put a big dollop of ice cream on, and I watched a movie. It was a Christmas movie. I'm getting prepared for Christmas. So I was sitting on my couch, I was watching a movie, and just down in that apple crisp with the ice cream. And I thought, well, I only took a little piece, so I'll take a little bit more, and then, a little bit more ice cream, and then tomorrow I will buckle down. I will buckle down, and I'll stick to my diet, and we'll see how good that goes. So I did. I had another piece with another little dollop of ice cream. And I thought, oh, this is so good, right? I can't do 3 pieces. Oh, can't do 3 pieces. So I put the rest in a bag and closed it up and put it in the fridge. And out of sight, out of mind, right? And it wasn't. It was. Okay, so 2 pieces, 2 dollops of ice cream. So it was about, Now think about this, right? On OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, I'm allowed to eat from 2 o'clock till 6 o'clock. That's it. Well, around 8:30, because of the fact, and this is true, okay, true. If you eat anything that has sugar in it, and once it gets into your system, you're going to crave more. It's just like you can't take 1 peanut, right? If you have a bag of peanuts, there's no way in hell you're going to take 1 peanut. It's not going to happen. And I know that because it happened to me. Anyway, so, it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I thought, I get a little bit of a craving, right? And, I was watching another good show, and I thought, it's Christmas time. No, it's not. It's October. It's just, you get your mind worked up on this thing, and you think, oh, I can fix it tomorrow. Oh, I can do that laundry tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, I have to do laundry. I can, clean the bathtub tomorrow. Damn, I need to clean it today. I need to take a bath. You know what I mean? Those type of things going on. So, yeah. So I had, after my OMAD was over, I had another little piece, right? So basically, if you took a square pan and you divided it in 3, one of those 3, that whole section would have been gone. I ate it all, right? So I ate 1/3 of a apple crisp pie pan. 1/3. Damn. Anyway, so then I thought, okay, I know you're not supposed to weigh yourself, right? Damn. So So I weighed myself, and I was up like 5 pounds. And I was thinking, oh, Jesus. Like, I had gone from 200 pounds to 130 pounds, okay? And now I'm up 5 pounds, all because I couldn't leave the apple crisp alone. So it's dangerous for me to do any baking for Christmas, unless, of course, I'm having someone come. And I'm not really sure if there's going to be a large amount of people here at Christmas this year. So I'm just not going to do any baking until I know for sure. But anyhow, so I put... I had 2/3 left, and I put it in the freezer. Yeah. Put it in the freezer, figuring once it's frozen, I'm not going to want to eat it. I'm going to want to leave it in the freezer. And I can leave it in the freezer because we're October. I could leave it in the freezer until, November. No, it didn't last but a week. It didn't last but a week. So I'm telling you. There's a few good things about not being single when you're a senior, and one is that, especially if you're a single parent and you're used to cooking large meals, and then all of a sudden you're a senior and you're thinking, geez, I can't eat that. What am I going to do with that, right? Why do you think about a dehydrator? I've got a dehydrator, and the reason why is because if I go over and buy vegetables, I can't eat them all, so I dehydrate them. Right? If I go over and buy onions, they rot before I get to them, and I eat a lot of onions, a lot of onions, right? But a lot of them I have to dehydrate. But you can't dehydrate an apple crisp. So, so I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my sad tale about my apple crisp. So I'm going to have to be very, very leery on baking large amounts of baked goods. And I love Christmas cake. And in preparation for Christmas, because every time I try to find Christmas cake, it's all sold out. So I went to John Taggart and I bought like 2 or 3 Christmas cakes, and I put them in the freezer thinking, okay, in the freezer, you're not going to touch them. We don't even want to get into that. But all I'm telling you is, if you're on a diet plan, if you're on an exercise plan, stick to the damn thing. Stick to it, especially if you're a senior. And, I'm in my 60s, and I'm thinking, geez, that scale looks a little scary. And there is no way in hell that I will let myself go back up to 200 pounds. It won't happen. It will not happen. I mean, my skin looked great because I was overweight, and it was plumped right out. But I'm not going to let it happen. And I do have more strength than that. And there are moments in our life when we get a little weak. And we kind of turn to those crutches, right? And, sometimes you have, eating can be an emotional crutch. If you are lonely, if you're sad, if you're, kind of feeling like left out from the world, okay? And sometimes you can use food as a crutch. And I'm not saying I've never done that. But I need to get my life back on track. So over the new season, as we're moving into the winter, and we don't even have snow yet, and I'm thinking about getting out my tree. And you notice I do have one pillow. I took one pillow out. I have a pillow, and I have some of the winter pillows that I had in storage, so I have them out. And I'm kind of looking where I'm going to put my tree and things like that, but I'm trying to keep my mind occupied. Yeah, because when you're alone and you're lonely and you're depressed, normally, I'm no angel. I'll sometimes grab that extra piece of cake, or like I said, the apple crisp. So I'm being very, very cautious. I am going to start walking again. I did walk the past couple of days. I had taken a break from it because, it's lonely walking alone. And my cat, I can't take my cat with me because he keeps trying to get out of the carry cage because he wants to take off walking. I wish I had one of those strollers that you can get for pets, because then I'd take my cat with me. But so I'm going to start walking again and in preparation for the big snowbanks I'm going to have to climb over in order to accomplish that walk in the wintertime, which is really, really difficult. I am going to see about joining the local gym that's really close to where I live. So I'm going to join it and maybe, learn how to walk on that walking machine and maybe do my 8 kilometers there, because a lot of the times it's really, really hard to climb those snowbanks. And trust me, they do not shovel the sidewalks just because you're a senior. You're not going to get any special treatment. So I'll tell you, right? So I'm thinking maybe it's time to save up some money and join a local gym. We do, as seniors, I believe there's a discount that we get, but I think it's only like $3. Like, it's not like a big discount. So, and I used to love to swim, so maybe I'll start swimming laps again, because that's overall exercise, right? And it kind of strengthens you to the core. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But so I'm going to have to cut out the sugars, because normally I eat no sugar, nothing red, and nothing white. Well, okay, so if you're low income, and I am, sometimes you can't afford to eat the foods that are healthy for you. And so maybe I'll buy a loaf of white bread and I'll put it in the fridge because I couldn't get any sourdough bread, or maybe I couldn't afford to get the kefir, or, the kimchi. I can't afford to get the ingredients to make the kimchi. So, those things affect me. And so you eat what you got, whatever's going to keep you alive, whatever's going to keep you surviving. And so I've been doing that lately, because lately it's been really tough. And so financially, I'm really struggling. I don't care who knows, because you know what? We're all in the same boat. We're all basically in the same boat. You might have more bills than I do, but it's a possibility that you're struggling, okay? And maybe you're not struggling with food. Maybe you're struggling with payments, car payments, insurance payments. Anytime that you have an apartment, if you're renting an apartment, it's usually law that, with the place that you're renting, that you have to have tenant insurance, right? And that's an added cost. So, all these things are kind of coming out of my budget. So I'm really focused on trying to, keep my expenses down to a minimum. So, and I do have internet. I don't have cable, but I do have internet. And the reason why is because it's cheaper to get internet than it is to get cable, to get, the lines put in for the cable. So I don't have a lot of channels, but yeah, I do have the internet. But I don't have a social life. I don't, as a senior, I'm not involved in a lot of activities. I don't have a lot of friends left anymore. Like, they've either moved on or passed on, one or the other, right? So, or their activity level has lessened. And so my circle of friends, my circle of energy has gotten very, very limited over the years. And that affects you mentally. And sometimes you will turn to, as I've been doing, turn to food for comfort. I mean, it doesn't even have to be the fact that you're lonely. Maybe you're just stressed to the max and you turn to food. So over the Christmas season, I'm wishing you the strength that you're going to need to continue to stick to your diet or to stick to your exercise routine. And I hope that you would wish the same for me. However, let's get back to what I normally do. So no sugar, which is hard going into the Christmas season. No sugar products. Nothing red meat especially, because red meat has a tendency to not break down in my body. So I know my body, and I do follow the Ayurvedic health regime, and so I've found out what my body type is, and I follow the diet that goes with my body type. And so no red meat. I eat a lot of chicken. I can eat hamburger. I don't know why, but when the meat is ground up, I can't eat it unless it's not real hamburger. Anyway, so no red meat. And okay, I've lost train of thought. That's old age, right? So no sugar, no red meat. Oh, and nothing white, which is rice, noodles, lasagna noodles, any type of white noodles, because a lot of those noodles are processed right through the roof, and there is added sugar and added salt to them. And I find that I get a lot of inflammation from any white products, anything that has been overly processed. Okay, so I try not to do that. However, like I said, this month, financially, it's been really difficult. And so I've been eating rice. I've been eating noodles. I try not to eat the noodles, because the noodles I find are even worse on my system, that I get that inflammatory response right underneath my breasts, where it literally swells up right underneath my breasts. Okay, excuse the bra strap, but that's these modern shirts, right? Anyway, so I try to stay away from noodles. I did eat lately. I've had rice, and I didn't have noodles, but I did have rice, and I did have flatbreads. What are they called? From wraps, the wraps. So I had the spinach wraps, and I put, one day I had tuna wraps with onion, lots and lots of onion. I love my onion. So I had tuna wraps with onion, and then I had some chicken left over from a soup that I had made, and so I made chicken wraps. And so I have two chicken wraps. And that tides me over. I mean, it literally fills me right up. And like I said, from taking the ashwagandha and the kefir, I've been finding that my system is working the way it's supposed to work. Now, I still have a long way to go in my healing process. And you know what? I think after you have a stroke or a heart attack or even cancer, I think your body is constantly replenishing itself, constantly trying to keep the nutrients and the minerals and the vitamins, the level up in your body. Your body is always trying to replenish itself, and it's always trying to heal itself. And so I find that is the process with me. There's a lot of times that my blood pressure will be high, and I can tell because of the color of my palms of my hands. The palms of my hands will get really, really red, and lately it hasn't been happening. But I'm finding that I have a lot of stress, and I have a lot of anxieties living alone and things, especially with the shit that's going on in the world now. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Like, people are fighting and protesting and getting violent, and it's just nuts. And so as a senior living alone, you kind of think, geez, that's a little difficult. Now, don't think that I don't have a way to protect myself, because I do. So let's just get that right out of the way, right? But there is a semblance of being scared, or being alone, or being depressed, or being like overwhelmed with the quiet, right? And so, yeah, I've been indulging, but that needs to stop, and that is going to stop. But I'm finding that the anxiety that I felt for living alone has lessened, and I'm attributing that to the fact that I drink 8 ounces of water mixed with a half a teaspoon of ashwagandha a day. And that keeps my stress level down. So when things are happening around me and the world is kind of going nuts, and I don't even watch the news anymore, but I've been finding lately that even when I watch it, I'm not having anxiety attacks because of it. So it's a good thing. I'm sleeping at night. I'm able to sleep right through the night. Whereas there was a period of time where I was waking up every 2 hours. And that was because of stress. And stress that was, outside stress, where I was, listening to the news or hearing things, or constantly in that state of worry. And listen, if you're constantly in that state of worry, whether it's anger or whether it's an emotion like sadness or depression or fear, okay, when your body is always on red alert, your body it's going to take a toll on your body, and that's going to possibly give you high blood pressure, give you even kidney stones, things like that. Your body will stop functioning the way it's meant to function, and your body is meant to heal itself, truly. So, with all the stresses in our life and the things that are taking place in the world, the anxieties are going to affect you internally. And I'm finding that the ashwagandha is helping me to keep a middle balance. It's helping me to keep a balance in my life, in my mind, and in my body, and in my spirit, okay, where I'm not always off the wall. I actually feel more content. Now, there's such a thing as worrying about your kids, and my kids tell this to me all the time. Mom, stop it. I can't. I'm a mom. I'm a freaking mom. I think I'm going to end up, I'm going to meet my demise, and I'll still be worrying about them. However, so I find that the ashwagandha is bringing down that anxiety level. So, check it out, research it, check out if maybe that's something that you can put into your morning routine. I mean, I take my water-soluble vitamins with the ashwagandha and the 8 ounces of water. And then I take my fat-soluble vitamins, which is the omega-3s, and the D2 and K3 together. I take those with my kefir, which is fat. So my fat-soluble vitamins are taken with fat. My water-soluble vitamins are taken with 8 ounces of ashwagandha. So I'm finding that it's working for me. Everything, all my plumbing is working. I'm even finding that my skin is better. I have found a thing called rose hip oil, and it works amazing for the lines around my lips. Now, I wish I would have known this years ago when I was smoking, right? Because I thought it was sexy, with the right there, right? When you're sucking on that cigarette, it's like, bullshit. It's not. And it gives you wrinkles. So I have a lot of them there. But I find that when I use the rose hip oil and I put it there, that it actually... it has a stronger sticking power. Like it literally absorbs into the skin quicker, and it gives it more suppleness. So that's one little tip that I found. Oh, too, and the ashwagandha. So I'm going to leave that at this because I have a tendency to talk a lot. And I attribute that to the fact that I'm in my 60s and I don't really get a lot of company. When you get older, people just seem to kind of bypass you. They bypass you. I mean, the most excitement I have is when I go grocery shopping. Because I like to look, right? I'll look at the stuff, I'll pick it up and think about it, and then I'll walk around. And it's a social outlet for me. However, I am going to attempt to take the bus down, because I don't have a vehicle right now. So I'm going to take the bus to the local mall. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to check out the health food stores. I'm going to check out the hippie stores, because I love that 70s type of retro bohemian type of dress. And I have done it this summer. It's been all those baggy coveralls and long dresses, and kind of like bringing back that hippie vibe. And to be honest with you, it was relaxing. It was a spiritual thing for me. It was kind of like reconnecting with my youth, reconnecting with the good things from my youth. There's a lot of things on both sides of that fence, but reconnecting with the good things from my youth and remembering the good things and that sense of freedom that I had. And, I thought the world was my oyster. And there were so many adventures that I wanted to do, and adventures I wanted to go on. And most of them I've done. I've done quite a bit of traveling in my youth because I was in the military. So I did quite a bit of traveling. But I still got that little spark in the back there. I still got that anticipation as to what's going to come next and what's the positive things that are going to come in my life. And everybody is focused on war and transgressions, and I would love to close the door on that anxiety or that stress or those worries, okay? And with the ashwagandha, it's working for me. But I would wish for everybody out there that, you find your balance, you find your sense of zen or your sense of peace and harmony in your life, okay? And that's what I wish for you for the new season that's coming up. So I shall see you on the next video. Namaste.